Hi everyone, this is Bogass Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Legends Deathlok figure. He's actually the last figure that I'm going to review in this wave, because the next review will be the Sasquatch build figure. So before we take a look at Deathlok, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So first up, he comes with the left arm to Sasquatch. Now let's go ahead and put this on here. There, clicked in. And now Sasquatch is all complete. And he's actually really big. Bigger than I thought he'd be. So that's pretty cool. So, up next, he has this futuristic pistol. Which is fine because, you know, Deathlok is kind of a futuristic character, so he can have these kind of weapons. And it looks really nice. Got a lot of sculpting as well as some shimmer and some marbleization going on there. And he can only hold this in his right hand because his left hand is open. I think that he should have came with like a gripping hand, an alternate gripping hand for his left hand. That way he could hold both weapons because he also comes with another weapon. But that looks pretty cool. And he has a holster for it as well. Am I putting that in right? No, I was not. And it slides in like so. There's a little notch right here, and I usually push it past that. That way it'll just stay in there, and I won't have to worry about it dropping out. So up next, he comes with this huge gun. I don't even know what you'd call it. It's kind of like a futuristic rail gun. And he comes with ammo clip here, or an ammo belt. And that looks really nice. It's cast in a bronze color, and it's got a little bit of marbleization to it. And you just plug it in right here. And you can plug it into the other side too. I'll show what I do here. You can put that in his right hand like that. And I just slide it under his backpack here because his backpack is removable. It does come off, so I leave that raised a little bit and just put it in like that. Works perfectly for me. And honestly, I think that maybe it should have had a handle on the top, that way you could hold it like this, because there's really no place that he can hold it. I mean, you can kind of get him gripping it like that, but it doesn't stay all the time since it's like that. He's kind of just barely gripping it. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the head sculpt for Deathlok. So that head sculpt looks really awesome. I like that chrome collar for the metal part of his head. I started to say his face, but it's his whole head and face. I think Hasbro did a really awesome job sculpting the right side of his face there, or the right side of his head. Because the skin has a leathery, rough texture, it looks dead. It looks like it's been dead a while, like he's been dead a while. It has that wash of like greenish brown over it. Because the base color is just brown, but that wash and dry brushing over it makes all the details come out really nicely. So that looks pretty cool. But here, if you look on his neck, it's like white. Like it's that brown color. Actually, it's not even that brown. It's like really, really light brown and then has white splotches on it. And it's worse on his neck here, because there's two dark, like just dots of brown, and the rest is like this gray color. I don't even know what happened there. Hasbro kind of dropped the ball on it right there. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, if you're taking a picture, you can see it. If you have it up like that. No, actually, that's still noticeable. Looking forward, it doesn't hurt, but if you're looking at him from behind, it looks terrible. And there is his backpack, which has some nice sculpting detail to it. It has little cuts and scrapes and stuff on it. And the yellow is painted pretty nicely. I mean, right here and right here, you get some runs from where the red, because they actually painted the yellow over the red, so some of the red is shining through. And this can be unplugged, even though if you do, there's really nowhere to put it, so, you know, kind of defeats the purpose. Or just prefer it to be left like that. And his belt looks pretty nice. But again, the buttons, no paint on them. Like, that, it couldn't cost Hasbro that much to just paint the buttons on. You know, or the machines would do it, but, you know, it wouldn't hurt to actually paint those buttons on. That always bothers me when Hasbro doesn't do that. But his arms look pretty good. They're cast in this silver color, which looks really nice. And his left arm is cast in that red color. And the silver is painted over top of it, the silver and brown. And his legs have the same sculpting detail to them. But the knee pads are painted on. And the knee pads are a little plain, but they don't look too bad. And with the gold here, you get the gold running a little bit. It's off center a little bit, like it's missing paint right there. Like it's off just by a little bit. Like if it would have been centered a little more, I think all of this would have been painted over here. But instead it ran over here. And it's the same way on this one. It's missing some gold paint there at the top and on the bottom, and the paint's running there. But yeah, overall it's a pretty nice figure. This might be my favorite figure from the wave, actually, because the previous the previous Deathlok, it was good for its time. This isn't actually the same version. This is the first Deathlok, and the Toy Biz one that was made was actually the third Deathlok. So it's a little complicated, but I definitely like this version better. So now let's go over the articulation. He's got a ball-jointed head that can look all the way back. It is a little stubborn, so you do kind of have to push it. He can look all the way down. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move out that far. He's got swivel at the bicep. Double-jointed elbow that can bend in pretty far. He's got swivel at the wrist that can move side to side and up and down. And on this hand, it's up and down this way and side to side. He's got an ab crunch that can't move back with that backpack on. Let's go ahead and take that off. And it really can't move back with the backpack off either, so I guess it really doesn't hurt it. So let me put this back on here. There. And he can crunch forward all the way. He's got swivel at the waist, ball jointed hips that can just about do a complete split. He can kick forward all the way. He can kick back just a little bit. He's got swivel at the thigh, double jointed knee, swivel at the boot, swivel at the ankle. They can move really far. And an ankle rocker. So yeah, the articulation is even great on him. So now let's do some size comparisons. Another good thing about this figure is he doesn't fall over holding this huge gun. It is kind of hollow, so it doesn't weigh it down that much, but most figures will just fall over easily. See, my only complaint about this figure is the paint right there on the neck, which now that I pointed out, you can probably see it. Like, if I didn't point it out, it probably wouldn't be as noticeable. And this gun doesn't have like a handle on top that he can hold like that. But you can't get him doing that. Now let's do some size comparisons. So he has crossed over with a lot of characters from the Marvel Universe. So I have quite a few figures here to show next to him. So there he is next to the Toy Biz Deathlok, and man, this thing is floppy. And yeah, you can see this one is definitely my favorite. This one was good for its time, but it just doesn't hold up. Like, those shoulders look way too big. They just pop out. And actually, the paint is pretty nice on it. It kind of looked like rusted metal. But, you know, the hips are a little funny. He's just way too skinny to be Deathlok. So, up next, here he is next to Wolverine. An army of Deathlok, not this particular Deathlok, fought Wolverine in the Tomorrow Dies Today graphic novel. If you have not read that, I would recommend reading that, because it's a whole army of Deathloks versus Wolverine. Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Bucky Cap, all of them team up to take down the Deathloks, like an army of Deathloks. So that's a really cool story. And up next, here he is next to Deadpool, because a version of Deathlok in the X-Force colors joined X-Force in the comics. I was hoping there might be a variant that's gray and black, but there, just knock that out. There. Yeah, I was hoping that we'd get another version of Deathlok painted, I don't know why I'm wanting to say gold, painted gray and black for his X-Force colors, but we didn't. But this could still be put in your X-Force display, or really any display, because like I said, Deathlok is crossed over with a lot of characters. He's also faced off against Captain America, too. I should have bought my Captain America figure here to do a comparison with. And there he is next to Phantom X, who we desperately need a new Phantom X, because this one has those horrible feet with no swivel or pivot, so he can't really stand up. And he has really weird hands that really can't hold his guns, so I gave him Deadpool's guns. So there he is next to him. He dropped his gun right there. So yeah, I would highly recommend this Deathlok figure. This is really, really awesome. And like I said, I think this is probably my favorite figure out of the whole wave, because it is just really awesome. So I would highly recommend it. And if you like this, so that is my review. And if you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.